Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Welcome back for more Sunday night shenanigans. Sunday night live chat. It's 7:30 Central Time. We've got a lot of cool stuff planned for tonight. Let's see who's here and ready to go. Dad's on. Bill Wagman's here. Neil's here with us. And let's see. Looks like Facebook is connecting. We'll see. That's been quite a crapshoot here over the last few months, but it looks like it's connecting. So we'll see if we get some guys over there on Facebook ready to go tonight. So Pete's here with us. Kevin L. made it. Once again, before we get too deep into things, let's catch a little bit of housekeeping stuff. Once again, Pappy's here. Austin's on. I do have it set for subscribers only on comments. You have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes prior to commenting. So if you know somebody new that's jumping on, please remind them of that. Kevin's here with us. Jim Petty made it tonight. Super chats are great. We are dealing with ads, unfortunately. There's nothing we can do about it other than try to work around them best we can. Trolls, we do have some trolls occasionally. I'm hoping the subscriber only helps catch a lot of those. If not, we've got Pete and Kevin L helping us out with some of those. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, there's Alex. So Facebook is up and working. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. If you're on Facebook, you want to comment, participate in the auctions, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Those are the only two sets of comments that I can see. So Mike from Texas is here. John made it. Loader Mike's here. Scott's with us. Michael Glagola's on Facebook. Perry from Connecticut here with us. Dennis Chapman made it. So, as well as please double check your autocorrect before you hit send in case it changes your comment. If I can't make it out, I have to skip it. I do try to catch most of them, but if I can't understand them, I do have to skip them. And throw a share out there. Let your friends know that we are on and ready to go. Ryan here with us on Facebook. Lee from New York jumped on, and Big Job made it tonight. Matt's here. Buick Man made it. Glad you guys all keep coming back for the fun. I guess it's fun. You keep coming back, so we'll go with it, right? Austin is ready to go. He's got a beer ready to rock and roll. Boom, there you go. Right there it is. In fact, we'll just start you off with a double. Brian Dispatch made it. Yep, let's just grab it real quick. In fact, that's what it's called right there, Brian, the Nobodies on Facebook. Right up there on that white sheet, it just says the Nobodies. If you punch that up, you should be able to find it. And we will get, Andy or Zach will get you in after you answer the questions. So Bill Disk made it tonight. Christian from Quebec is on with us on Facebook. Glad you guys all made it. Hope everything is going good with you, Brian Dispatch, and glad you're making it back on a regular basis with us. So, anyhow, what the heck? Let's just get rolling tonight, eh? Randall with the Nut Farm is here. Alec, it's a great way to spend a Sunday evening. Good. I'm glad you feel that way. That's why we do it. You guys seem to have fun and keep coming back, so that's what we're doing. Anyway, speaking of the Nobodies page, let's see what's on there. I haven't looked at it today. The Nobodies Facebook page, mirrors, the Yankee mirrors like we looked at the other night. Kyle posted, steps. I'm not sure about those. Look like C, B, and R rubber pads. Not sure about those. So, those have been great. The commercials. That's one thing I wanted to bring up. Tony posted the Rambler commercial. If you guys did not see that, that was great. I did watch that the other day. You guys definitely need to check that out. Those are actually pretty cool caps, Austin. Those GMC caps for your dad's Suburban. Those are cool. And, that AHRA stuff that Jim posted was really cool. Old school American Hot Rod Association stuff. There's the other video that I was looking for, the Texaco fire truck. So, yeah, cool stuff up there this week, guys. Super appreciate you supporting that. Huge shout out to Andy and Zach for putting that together for us. And if you're not on it, just punch in the Nobodies on Facebook. Answer the questions. Andy or Zach will get you approved, and we will get you guys in there. So, really great stuff on there this week, and I appreciate you guys posting on there for all of us to see it and share it. Alan over on Facebook tonight. Can't wear the jacket anymore. That's all right, Jim. It's still cool stuff, and I think everybody appreciated it. So, anyway, Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Jeff from Ottawa's here. Hopefully, it's Sunday, so hopefully his stomachs have calmed down from eating too much. But I hope everybody had a good day and had fun and enjoyed it and got to see the people you wanted to see and hang out with and had some good chow. But obviously, big week coming up. Leo's here. Mecum, Kansas City. There are a few of you who have talked about coming, so we'll see who shows up next weekend. I do know that me, Dad, and Tractor Mike do plan on being there for the duration. So hope to see some of you guys there. No snow here, and that's perfectly good with me. All you guys say you got snow, you can keep it because I don't want any of it. Scott plans on being there Saturday. We'll definitely look us up, Scott. It's always a fun time. If nothing else, you get to see a ton of cool cars and have a great time. So looking forward to that. Always look forward to it. Me and Tractor Mike been going for 12 years, I think. So we obviously have fun. We keep going back. Deer opening for guns in Ohio tomorrow, and I think that is in Kansas as well, because I knew some guys that usually go with us are going deer hunting. Scott's with us on Facebook. Kevin's got his room reserved. Perfect. So Kevin will be there. So it's going to be cool to see some of you guys and catch back up for a little bit. So if you haven't checked out the docket, that's right, Scott. Just like I said, it's a great car show. Billy Bowman made it tonight. Okay, Kevin, no problem. Just keep me posted. We'll make something work. Yeah, I know. Work keeps getting in the way of screwing off. That stinks. So we'll figure something out, Kevin. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. We'll make something happen here sometime in the near future. So looking forward to Mecum. And like I said, hope to see some of you guys there and check out a bunch of cool cars. And there's always a lot of stuff there that doesn't even get listed on the website. So looking forward to seeing what all shows up. Something else interesting to check out on YouTube. We've talked about this a little bit before, but I did post a video, not on my channel, but on another channel that I help work with, that I think some of you guys may appreciate. We've talked about it on here a little bit before. The Beaumont Hotel, the historic Beaumont Hotel in Beaumont, Kansas. They have a Beach 18 there. And I posted a video on the Beaumont Hotel YouTube channel. We've talked about it before. Check that out, guys. Give them a subscribe. I'm helping work with that channel as well. A good friend of mine owns that hotel. But the video I dropped the other night was on their Beach 18 that was owned and flown by Barry Seals. We've talked about that a little bit. I threw a reel up on or short up on my channel a few weeks ago. I've got about a 5-minute walk around on that airplane. It ran drugs, it ran guns, all kinds of shady stuff. So pretty interesting story. And be sure to check that out on the Beaumont Hotel channel. Click the subscribe button over there for those guys and check out some of that content as well. So let's see. See if they'll put me on TV at Mecum. I doubt it, but you never know. Sometimes you buy something, you end up being on TV, but I probably ain't going to buy nothing. So Hudson Badge. So getting all that caught up, something else I want to start touching on since it is December 1st. And reason I want to start talking about it now is I do want some of your opinions on some of this stuff. Like I said, I'll see a few of you this weekend and think about this. But I do want to make some changes to what I do on YouTube starting in January. Nothing that will affect a lot of what we do here. I don't plan on changing much of this. We may change the format around a little bit just to shake things up. I've got some different ideas on some stuff to do with Sunday night. There's Andy, the Rusty Okies, here with us. But I am going to change how I do some other things. So as far as Sunday night goes, I want to add some things, change some things, make some things a little bit different on what we do here. But what my main changes are going to be is in how I post videos and some things like that. As starting in January, I typically post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to go to Wednesday, Friday on normal videos. Scott, that's a great question, and I have not heard anything on that. So I'm not sure what is happening with Mecum and Motor Trend. I obviously know why production never started, and I never had any more conversations with them. So I had some great conversations with Motor Trend TV a year ago, but now I know why that project never came to fruition. It became very clear here over the last couple of weeks. So have not heard anything for sure on what Mecum's deal with Motor Trend will be. If it's going to change, what it will change to, or if it's going to stay the same. But that's a great question, Scott, but I have not heard anything about it. So anyway, reason being, going to a Wednesday, Friday video. Obviously, we're on here on Sunday, and we do Toy Tuesday on Tuesday. So if we're going to leave those the same, which you guys seem to like, then I think I'm going to go to just Wednesday and Friday on the videos. And here's my mindset behind that. Here's why I want to do that. I'm trying to think more about how I do my videos. Because the way I do not have any 56 Mercury wagon taillights, Andy. Glenn made it. Glad you made it, Glenn. When I first started doing videos, and the guy that taught me this stuff, it was like, show the car off, make it quick, get around it, and get it posted. What I have found, which was great, and it worked well. I mean, the channel's built well on that. But what I'm thinking to do, and based on what I see on results, is I want to spend more time with the vehicle, and I want to talk more about the vehicle. I may show off some other ones that I do have related to it in the yard. If I've got literature on them, and Kevin's going to recognize something popping up in a video that I will be posting here probably next week or the week after. Some of the literature that Kevin bought is in the video because I had that car come in. So I used that brochure in the video. And this is what I'm curious as to see what you guys think. Glenn likes it. Perfect. I want to add more content about the car, the story. If there was some interesting thing about that car, I want to add more other than just zip around it, open the doors and kick the tires. We're still going to do that, but spend a little more time. And now that I've been thinking about doing this the last couple months, even the last few videos that I've done, I'm actually paying more attention to the car. All the time when I was trying to do them quick and fast, I'm going to get that Kingswood done, Brian. I almost shot it Friday. I was going to have Addie help me shoot it, but she wasn't feeling very good. And I've got some really, really cool stuff to incorporate with the Kingswood. So I don't want to do it till I can do it right. But here in a couple weeks, my plan is to definitely get the Kingswood shot. And I've got some really cool pieces to incorporate in with that video. And that's the type of stuff I'm thinking about it. Pete likes the idea. Jim says it's a good idea. Briggs made it. So that's what I'm thinking. And by doing 2 a week, that's going to allow me more time to prep for the video, do some more research, see what I've got laying around to go with it, and then put the videos together. If I do 3 or 4 different segments, then I can try to put them together, try to splice it and make it look decent. So Lee loves hearing the stories with the cars, right along the idea. Waycamp's here with us. He likes the idea. So that's my mindset of doing it. I've not talked to Derek in quite a while, so don't know if Derek wants to come back. And obviously with the Motor Trend deal, his schedule is changing. And with the Motor Trend going away, maybe coming back to work with somebody like me is something that is going to be more realistic on his schedule. If he's not shooting for Motor Trend, I don't know. Who knows? So, well, got I appreciate all the positive comments. That's everybody seems to like the idea. So, and like I said, since I've been thinking that way the last few months, Jeff likes it. Great. Sounds good, Mark, but that's what I'm thinking. But since I started thinking that way, before I do the video, I'm looking the car over a lot closer. I'm looking for neat options to talk about, and way more so than I did before. But now I can look back at some of those ones that I did that way and realize that I missed 10 things that we should have talked about or could have talked about. And so that's my mentality. So basically the rest of December, we'll still try to feed 3 a week. If I get busy or something, I may skip a Monday here or there, but basically January 1st, Motor Trend ended all production on their shows. There's still stuff in the can, Roadkill, Derek. I haven't talked to Alex. Alex said that they were still shooting some stuff, but I have not texted Alex or Dennis to see for sure what was happening with her. So, but that's kind of everything's kind of up in the air with that. So, but that's where it's heading. So that's what I'm thinking. Red cab over next to the F4. Yes, Perry, I will definitely get that 62 cab over done. That won't be in the next week or two, but here by the end of the year, 1st of January, I should have that up. I actually looked at that truck a little bit today and started thinking about how I want to do that. But yes, there will definitely be a video coming up on that 62 cab over. Graveyard Cars, I believe, has a season left. And I think they said that Derek has another season that's already shot, and Roadkill already has another season that's already shot. So those there will still have content in 25, but as of right now, they are not building any new content. A little bit off course here as far as this goes, Hudson badge, but I've got my cousin works for a production company in LA. He's their head accountant. And we all went to Vegas about a month ago. And when I was hanging out with my cousin, who is in production, because since I had all these conversations with Motor Trend TV, and really had very, very positive conversations with Motor Trend TV, like to the point where they pretty much said that you are the guy for this project. We've just got to take this to management, get the rubber stamp on it. And we were supposed to start shooting last spring. So, I mean, that's how far we got into these conversations with Motor Trend TV and myself. And then it didn't come together. When I was talking to my cousin when we were in Vegas, he said that right now, Mary's here with us. The Mercury pace car, I need to get it ready to shoot too. I have not shot it, but it's definitely on the list to get done. There's some things I want to get done on that car before I do the video on it. But yeah, definitely need to get the Mercury pace car convertible video shot as well. But what my cousin told me, and like I said, he's in this world. He is, they do one of the big dating shows. I don't know if it's The Bachelor or one of those big matchmaking shows his company does. And from what if anybody cares, because this is off topic a little bit, what he's told me is all these streaming services. There are so many streaming services out there right now, and all these streaming services have had so much money pumped into them. Spend more time on cars that are builder cars. We can definitely do that, Ryan. That a lot of these production companies, they don't know where things are going. They don't know what direction things are going. My cousin said there are way too many streaming services out there for them to all survive. However, they've all had millions, if not billions of dollars pumped into them. So it's kind of a fight out there for the streaming services. And since they're all just trying to survive, they're not spending a lot of money on new content. And that's affecting a lot of the production companies. So basically, a lot of the production companies are focusing on their winners right now, and they're not doing anything new. They're not putting any money into new development. And, I heard all that about 2 weeks before the Motor Trend news broke. So that would kind of make sense. But there again, he's in that world every day. But that's kind of what's sort of happening behind the scenes from my sources in general on these television shows. Maybe that's an idea, big job. Maybe Elon could just buy it and make auto channels great again. Not a bad idea. So anyway, that's what I heard from my cousin, and that kind of makes sense. I heard all that right before the Motor Trend news broke, and that all kind of goes hand in hand. So along with next year's plans, obviously that's my goal. And that's true, Scott. It is a catch-22. But nobody is willing to spend any extra money on developing the new content if they don't know that it's going to survive. So You're right. It is a catch-22, but that's the reality of where TV production is at as of right now. So we'll see what happens. You never know. But along with next year, what else is changing? Henry from Kentucky made it. The Gathering of the Nobodies, there's been a lot of support to do that again. Leonard from St. Louis, new from St. Louis, Leonard. Leonard, welcome. Glad you're here tonight. Henry, I think, were you on last week, Henry? I don't remember. It seems like your name's familiar. So, I'm making some other changes and along with that, but if we're going to do the Gathering, I looked at dates, and if we stay in the same window in late April, we've got the 19th or the 26th of April. So we'll see how things shake out. You guys kind of let me know what we think. I'll have Pete send out an email. I need to check my calendar, make sure I don't have anything going on one of those days. I really would like to stay out of May if we can, because May just gets super busy. Obviously, end of April, we're still a crapshoot on weather. Last year when we did it, it was 75 and sunny on Friday, 40 and snowing on Saturday, and 75 and sunny on Sunday. So, unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. I'm in Kansas and we can't move. So, Randy from California. So we'll see. We'll kind of tentatively start looking at those dates. Like I mentioned last week, I talked to my buddy Ryan at the brewery. He said, let him know as long as that room isn't booked, we can have the room back again this year. So that's kind of roughly what we're looking at. And so keep that in mind, guys. I'm going to check. Carlisle is the 26th. Okay. So that would depend on how many guys from back east we're going to try to come out for it. Some other things that I am shaking up next year. I am going to get my membership groups built. There are going to be probably 3 tiers of it. If you just want the badge, and I'm going to give anybody, when I get the new shirts, in fact, I got to call my shirt guy. I keep thinking about that at like 11 o'clock at night. So obviously I'm not going to call him at 11 o'clock at night. But with the membership groups, you're going to get a 10% off your t-shirts or anything else you want to buy. The basic membership group will be a low tier, which you'll get a discount and you'll get a badge. There will be a medium group that, of course, will get a discount, a badge, and videos will drop a week earlier for the second tier. The third tier will be the guys that really want to do what I do. That will be more money, but we will do a weekly live associated with that, and you will be able to ask me questions about something you may or may not have found or thinking about buying. So it would pay. It isn't going to cost. It's going to be more money, but you should be able to make money by utilizing that. That will be a training type group. I will talk about what I do, how I do it, everything from how I buy stuff, how I ship it, all kinds of stuff like that. I've got a whole training course built that we will walk through in that group and set it up to where anybody that wants to do what I do, even if you're just doing it as a weekend or go to a half dozen swap meets a year, look for a few things you can flip or buy or turn. That's what that group is going to be for. Those are tentatively the 3 groups that I have built. I had to send all that in to YouTube for approval. I sent that in about 11 o'clock last night. So we'll see prices on the membership groups. When do I sleep? I got out of here about 1 this morning. So I got to bed a little before 2, but I did sleep in. I didn't set the alarm for 7:15, and I didn't get out to bed till like 7:40 this morning. But typically during the week, I get up at 5:45. I set the alarm for 5:45. It's usually close to 6 before I get out of bed. But during the week, I sleep from try to be out of here by 9:30, go home, take a shower, try to be in bed by 10:30 or 11 and get up at 5:45. So that's a typical day. Other than weekends, like weekends, I'll usually work till midnight or 1, but then I'll sleep until 7:15. So that's when I sleep. Prices tentatively where I've got it set right now. The basic group, which will be a badge, just your badge, and the discount will be $2.99. If you want videos a week early, it'll be $9.99. The training course would be $49.99 a month, but that's because I'm going to be teaching you what I do, and you're going to have the opportunity to ask me a question. Hey, I found this car, on the other side of town. I can buy it for X amount. Is there parts on it worth anything? That type of stuff. And we'll talk about that on a one-to-one basis directly with me. So that's tentatively how I've got it set up. But like I said, that's all subject to change. But and there again, if you guys have ideas, feedback, things like that, always interested in it. But that's kind of what I've got roughly built out at this point for the membership groups. So anyway, that pretty much wraps all that up. We got some new inventory to talk about. We got a cool promo. We got some great pieces and badges and caps tonight. Story time is going to be a lot of fun. Let's give some stuff away. What the heck? You want to give some stuff away? Anybody want to give stuff away? We'll do it here in a minute after we do a new inventory and the promo model. Let's catch the promo, some inventory. Then let's give away all these license plates, huh? Who's up for free stuff, right? All right. New inventory. And that's exactly right, Austin. That's kind of how I see it. $50 a month. If you're hitting a swap meet every month or two, or going to antique malls, looking for stuff to buy, that's why it shouldn't cost you anything. It should be pretty cheap. If you can use that to make $300 or $400 a month, it's pretty cheap. So there goes the hearts. I love the hearts. I always like the nice little river of hearts going through comments. That's always pretty cool. So that's kind of roughly what we're thinking. And with that membership group, that training group, whether we just have one person or 5 people on there, we will try to, pick a time where we will do a 1 hour per week live dedicated to that group. And those videos will be saved, but you have to be a member of that group to go back and get it. If we're talking, if the week of January, the 28th, we're talking about shipping, that video about shipping will still be on there, available to the members of that group if you want to go back in March and rewatch it. So that's kind of the stuff I'm thinking about. So there again, once again, the reason I'm throwing all this at you guys now on December 1st is because this is stuff that I'm looking to put into place in January. So feedback, as always, in everything we do on here is welcome from you guys. So. But anyway, new inventory. Here's some of it. I had some more stuff come in today that's going to be on next week's sheet because my line was already full from what came in earlier this week. Starting off with, and this is kind of a different car. It's really unique. And I didn't have any, probably for a good reason, because probably nobody ever saved them. But it is a pretty unique car. A 1975 Ford LTD 2-door. It's kind of a unique car. Look those up sometime. They're pretty wild looking. 1952 Ford pickup, not a bad old truck. 1988 Lincoln Mark 7 LSC, kind of a cool car. 1960 is a 67 or 68 Chevy C50 ton-and-a-half truck. Once again, that 67 to 72 GM did not have any ton-and-a-halves, and that is a pretty unique body style on those. Hey, there's Big Al, my good buddy Al. Glad Big Al's on with us, and be sure to check his stuff out too. We haven't talked about Big Al in a while. Glad you're on tonight, Alan. Definitely check out Big Al's Garage and check out the cool stuff he's got going on. And once again, we got to throw this out there. Rocky Mountain Race Week, fellow race weekers, Alan and Nikki 1 and 2 in their class in a Mach E. So pretty cool deal. Be sure to check out Big Al's Garage. Write the class off on business deductions. There you go. So anyway, that C50, we're going to get that video up sometime here soon. And another one came in, a 1971 F100 four-wheel drive. I've got a lot of 68 to 72 Ford pickups, did not have any 4x4s. So 71 F100 4x4 came in this week. So some pretty cool stuff that we're going to be sharing with you on some videos. The C50 was a grain truck. There's no bed on it. It's just a chassis cab right now. In fact, there's not even a motor in it, but I think the motor is in a shed out there. It was a big block, but I'm sure it was probably a 366. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to buy that engine or not, but I think that's what just had a 366 in it. So we'll be bringing that to you. And there again, by spending a little more time on these videos, like the C50 being a chassis cab, there was also a mid-70s C60 that came in recently. I can tie some of that light type stuff together. There again, for a little more, hopefully a little more quality and a little more interest by adding more content into the content, I guess is the best way to put it. So all that stuff will be coming up soon. Had a lot of stuff hitting the ground. I've had a guy that's been doing some hauling for me, and he's been boogieing, staying on top of stuff and getting a lot of the stuff drug in that I haven't had time to deal with. All right, who's up for a promo model, right? Tonight's promo, once again, out of the Chevy collection. Auburn badge. You guys remember a few months ago, Dad and I went to an auction with a bunch of absolutely amazing Chevy promos. 84 of them. These people owned the dealership. Whichever promos they liked every year, they took them home and put them on their shelf in their house, and they never moved until they went to that auction. Of the 84 promos they sold that day, between what Dad and I bought then, and then I bought some more from another guy that was there, we ended up with 49 of the 84. So tonight, and like I said, there's a few common ones. We've looked at a few Monzas and things like that, but there is some absolute knockout stuff in here. So tonight, we're going to go back to 1980, and this is a beauty. There again, condition on these things is just stellar. On this red 1980 El Camino. Look at this thing. All I did was dust this. I did not polish this. I did not do anything to this other than a little bit of glass cleaner to get some of the dust off of it. In fact, I got a little bit there. Look, there's some on the hood, but it's just the reflection. That is reflection in the original finish. So condition on this thing is just stunning. The nose looks brand new. The tips of the bumpers aren't chipped off. The back, we've got our 1980 plate in there on the tailgate. We can see our little bow tie right there above it. Pete's got this one. Yeah, like I said, everything on these promos is just stunning. We look inside. This was a bucket seat console El Camino. We can see all those details in there as well. Bottom side, like most of these promos, not a ton of detail. It's all one molded piece. We do see they got the catalytic converter on there, though. And, of course, all original tires and wheels. Just a really, really great promo. Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think you see a smudge on it and it's just reflection from the lights because the plastic is that good. So there it is. She's a beauty, and I'm glad you guys obviously liked her as well on this 1980 Chevy El Camino promo model. Okay. Hey, let's give some stuff away, guys. What the heck, right? Let's give away some license plates. Shipments as well. I've got a couple shipments out there that are packaged that didn't have addresses on them either. I think I may have one for you, Kenny, actually. And ShipStation quit saving addresses for some reason. So I don't know if I got to go in and try to build it. They did list Cinnabar as a color, but on the other hand, I just saw just plain red. So I don't know. But I did see Cinnabar listed, but I think this was just a plain red is what this was intended to be. So who got in this week? Who is in the big Buick oil can for this month's drawing? Once again, the first name out of the hat will get their choice 1, 2, or 3. The second will get their choice of what's left, and the third will get the final set. 1956, 1966, Midway, USA. 56 is Wheat State, and the 70 are truck plates. So, who's in this week? Kevin Brown, Michael Gagola, Brian Waycamp, Tony Napoli, Big Job, and Alec Blanchett. So, that was Pete's email address. On Facebook, Brian, you should be able to type in The Nobodies on Facebook. If you go to Facebook and type that in, you should be able to find it. So, let's give them away. See some of them names in there ready to go. Let's yank one out of there. What do we got here? Alec. All right, Alec, which ones do you want? Alec's still on it. He was on Facebook earlier. We'll give him a second here, and if not, we'll keep moving, and the next person will get first choice. Let's give Alec a few minutes here and see if we hear back from him. And then we're going to talk about the next raffle coming up here shortly. Next raffle, partially sponsored by the Rangeline Antique Mall. Our good friend Ray there, we did the video from there we posted a few weeks ago. He helped me out, made me a deal on some cool stuff that we're going to raffle next time. Coming up here shortly. We're going to reveal those pieces here in just a minute. We'll see if we got Alec on here. Or we're going to have to move on and he'll get the third choice. Or whatever's left. Alec, you still with us? As we get ready for the next name. All right, we're going to yank another name. If Alec jumped off, then I guess he'll get the whatever's left at the end here. All right, next name. All right, we got one here. Tony. Tony Napoli. What do you want, Tony? Is Tony still with us? Tony was on earlier. The third choice might get first choice. Let's see here. We'll give Tony another second here. We gave Alec a minute or two. Let's see if Tony's around. If not, we're going to yank that third name out. Oh, yeah. I'm sure that was it, Andy. All right, we're going to yank the third name out. There's Alec. Alec, which ones do you want? We've been waiting on you. Yeah, you did. We've been waiting on you, Alec. Which plates do you want? You were the first choice out. Which group, Alec? 56, 66, or 70? I'm going to get the third name ready here. Frank's here with us tonight. Glad Frank made it. Still waiting on Alec to tell me which ones he wants for his collection. As we get ready to pull the third name. Alec wants the 66s, okay? All right, these are gone. Tony gets one set, and then the last set is going to go to Dennis Chapman. So, do we have Dennis or Tony on here? Somebody needs to make a choice here. Dennis will take the 70, okay? The green ones. That's a great color. And that means we will mark the 56s to Tony. Okay, who's going to kick off the next raffle? One more name. Obviously, Dennis, Alec, and Tony are out. But who's going to get the first 10 choices back into the big Buick oil can for next time? For the bonus drawing, we've got Waycamp. So, Brian didn't win this month, but he has 10 free ones going in, straight back in to start off the December raffle. So anyway, awesome, guys. Glad it all worked out, but you know what that means. There they go. All empty. Ready for next month's raffle. What is next month's raffle? Well, like I mentioned earlier, our friend Ray from Grangeline Antique Mall helped us out. Last time I was there, he made me a deal on some stuff. I actually picked up 2 raffles at Rangeline. One that was Ray's that he helped me out on, and then I bought another batch of stuff that will be another upcoming raffle. But let's see what we brought home from Rangeline that is going to be added to your guys' collection here at the end of the year. So anyway, congratulations to everybody this month, all the winners. Glad you guys are excited about it. I will put these all back in their respective envelopes and get them on the way to you. Pete's got the drums out. Well, it's Christmas, right? It's Christmas time. So what is better to give away around Christmas than toys, right? We all love toys. We got some cool toys. And it's kind of mixture. It's a mixture of toys. It's not like a theme, but we got 3 really cool toys. It'll be the same thing. You'll get to choose which one you want if you're the first name out of the can. So let's get them. Now, I haven't cleaned any of these up yet. I do still need to do that, and I will be cleaning them up a little bit. I wiped out my ankle again today, and I was not in too big of a hurry to do much of anything this afternoon after I destroyed my ankle. So, but we're going to check this stuff out. Like I said, I do want to clean this stuff up, polish it up a bit. 3 different pieces. Not really related, but all 3 cool toys. The first one, it's missing the driver, but it is an early, I'm guessing this is probably late 50s, early 60s, Marks 10. It's 16 inches long. And like I said, it's missing the dude's head, but some great graphics. It is a Marks piece. We can see right there on the back of this, this is an original Marks toy on this Marks race car. So like I said, it should have a little dude's head stuck in this hole. That is missing. Look at the graphics on this thing. This does have metal wheels on it. They do appear to be all the original metal wheels. Super cool colors. This was originally a wind-up, but the mechanism... You okay there, Nut Farm? Holy cow. I don't think I've seen that meme before. You all right there, Chachi? That's... Wow. That is quite a meme. It was wind-up, but the mech is bad on it. So, a lot of good comments already on this thing. And this is just the first toy. Like I said, it is just a hair over 16 inches long. So, it's a pretty good size piece. The dashboard and everything's all painted in there, just missing the dude's head. So, that's one piece. And like I said, original Marks. This next one, and I need to polish it up a bit, and I think it will polish up. This is, I believe, early 60s era. Matt's already got a place picked out for it. So, this next piece, I believe, is an early 60s Japanese tin. It's a little bit rough, but I think it'll polish up. It's got all the original wheels on them, but a couple of them are wonky. and it is missing 2 hubcaps on this. Like I said, that's what I had on Big Job were lace-up boots. That's literally what I was wearing, was lace-up boots when this happened. I've wiped this ankle out 3 times this year. I was wearing, and I didn't have a brace on because I was wearing lace-up boots every time I did it. On this Japanese tin, I believe early 60s era sightseeing bus. Check out the graphics on this. Like I said, I think this will polish up a bit. I just did not have time to work on it today. Just didn't feel very good. So I'm guessing this is early 60s. All stayed across the top. Sightseeing on both sides. Those are some big eyeballs, not far. Where are you coming up with this stuff at, Randy? You got all these wonky memes. So this is going to be a choice. Like I said, I want to clean it up a bit, polish it up a bit, and I think it'll be even better. On the Allstate bus. It is, and there again, this is a decent sized piece as well. This is 14 inches. So like I said, I think those are both early 60s. We're going to back up a few decades probably. I think this is probably going back to the 40s, maybe early 50s on this last piece. Now, like I said, all 3 of these are going to be choices. So first name out of the can gets first choice. The last one is a cab-over inspired toy dump truck. Check this baby out. Art Deco styling on the fenders and running boards. Obviously cab-over design. There goes the hearts. I love the hearts. Front bumper, grill, headlights, all still here. Red body, green stake bed. Stake bed is intact. You can look at the sides of it. The stake bed's even pretty straight. Bottom side of this does have wooden wheels on it, and they do appear to be original. Epic. There we go. Hey, right, Kenny, it's Christmas colors. The hearts are still going. I mean, I'm taking that as a good thing. So anyway, Austin's got some funky memes out there spying. So there again, the Marx race car, the Japanese tin sightseeing bus, or the 40 style cab over type stake bed truck. This one is right at 12 inches. Put a tree in the bed for Christmas. There you go. So this one's 12 inches. The bus is 14. The race car is 16. So these are all good sized pieces. None of these are small. Big Job's trying to buy them. It's pretty cool. It is cool. So that's what we've got. Obviously, based on the response, I'm taking it that you guys are digging this stuff for the Christmas raffle, the Christmas month raffle. We'll give this stuff away right after Christmas. The 29th is a Sunday. So we will give them away on the 29th. So somebody's going to get a bonus Christmas present. 3 people will get a bonus Christmas present right after Christmas on the 29th. So huge shout out to Ray at Rangeline Antique Mall, Joplin, Missouri. Watch that video if you haven't seen it. Check them out on Facebook. Give them a like on Facebook. And they got some cool stuff. It's well worth checking out. I know Pete's been there a few times. I know Tim, Mr. Good Pliers, he stopped there after we did some stuff there. So they got actual good stuff there. I've never come out of there without spending money. And I did get one other group for another upcoming raffle, probably sometime next spring, out of there as well. So so Austin knows where it's at. The Buick can may not be big enough. I never thought of that, Kyle. I mean, it's a big can. It's a 5-quart can, but you might be right. So anyway, the hearts are still going. I am taking that as a win, and that you guys like the upcoming toy raffle. So let me put this stuff away. We're going to find us a fact. Let's just, what the heck? See if they'll all fit. Ooh, I don't think they're going to fit. I'll have to figure something else out. Can't quite get the race car up there. We'll figure something out for one of them. Glenn said we can use his Yeti bucket. There's Tractor Mike. Tractor Mike is here with us. Bridge the race car over the other two. May have to do that. We'll see. We'll figure something out. So, obviously, the toy raffle you guys are excited about, so that's awesome. I'm excited too. Let's catch some badges and caps. We've got a great story time. And we're going to do a few auctions tonight. You guys still want to do some auctions tonight, I assume. But it'll be a shorter version of auctions because of next week. We're going to do a big extended auction, 20, 30 pieces, something like that next week. I've already got some stuff set out for that, working towards that. We do have some rerun stuff. I've cleaned everything out from September and October. If you had something hanging from September or October, I've already cleaned those out. If you've got stuff hanging from November, we're into December now, so please get with me. Let's get that stuff straightened out as well. So, but badges and emblems tonight. This is always fun too. We got some great stuff tonight. This next badge, one of my personal favorites. I just got this at the Springfield swap meet. I've never owned one of these ever, which is odd for as much as I've been into Pontiacs over the years to never actually come up with one of these. But that's how hard they are to find, to come up with an original one of these badges. Sitting there staring at it now. I want to polish on it, because you just don't see them very often. I was really excited when I found this. I actually worked a deal on it with a bunch of toys, most of which I'm keeping. However, we did go through, and that's another thing, when Addie was home, we went through a bunch of toys this weekend and got started on some stuff. So I do have some toys that will be in next week's auction that are pretty cool. But this particular emblem, like I said, it's kind of odd. For as much as I was into Pontiacs and always have been into Pontiacs, to have never actually come up with one of these. But I've got one now, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's for 1958-59. Yeah, Heather's taking up too much room. Which is another, for as much as I've collected 58 stuff since I've got that 58 Chieftain, to never have come up with one of these emblems. So that's why I was excited about finding this original 58-59 era tri-power emblem. You don't see these very often. I'm sure you can buy new ones. This an old school original. This guy had a ton of badges that had come out of an old collection years ago. This isn't as big as I thought they were when I actually had one in my hand. Because it is actually only about 8 inches long and about 1 3/4 inches tall. So not a very common emblem. Like I said, I've had my 58 Pontiac since I was like 11 or 12. And even though that's a basic 2-barrel car, anything 58 I've always tried to find. And I've never come up with an original one of these. So Alec digs it. Kenny, Pete, Kevin, y'all guys like it. I love it. This was red, white, and blue. It had white at the top, red here, and then blue over in this part of the triangle. It came off a car from Matt's family. Could have. I don't know. It was stud mount. But they were very small studs, and a few of them are broken off. But there again, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to put it on a car. It's just a great badge that I've always wanted and never had the opportunity to buy. So definitely excited to finally come up with one for my emblem collection. Next, we're going to check out a hubcap. We like checking out hubcaps as well. This is a beauty. You guys are absolutely going to need a Hudson badge. I know you're going to need a Hudson badge. You're probably going to need an Auburn badge as well, but you're absolutely going to need sunglasses for this one. Wrapped up since 1998. Obviously, you can tell it's an old dog dish cap, but it's been wrapped in this paper since 1998. I do actually have a full set of these, all 4. And yes, if you look at the back, it is new old stock. And it's great. It's got a sticker on it. I'll try to get the sticker out of the way here. It ain't coming off very good. I have to clean it off later. I forgot to clean the sticker off of it. So we're going to have to look around the sticker. I was going to try to clean that off, and I forgot. I got a little bit of glue stuck on it. This thing is literally like a mirror, though. (1946, 47, 48 era Chrysler. Look at that thing. That's where the sticker was at. So it's got a little glue on it. I should use some glue remover on that. That's about as good as they get. Yeah. Look, I can see your sunglasses. Right there. I can see your sunglasses. And the hearts. There goes the hearts. This is all stamped in it. That's original black paint in those letters. This is all raised because it was stamped in this cap. Obviously, the back is as clean as you can get. I looked. They do not reproduce this cap. They reproduce a skin, but you have to pry it off and put it on your old base. And I do have a full set of 4. So, obviously, hey, there's old Walter P. right there. There's Walter P. Chrysler right there. That's an actual showroom poster of Walter P. Chrysler right there. So, quite a cap. It literally is just about like a mirror. You can't see the whole shop, Jim, because I'm in the office. So I got the doors closed. There's a lot more stuff we can't see, but it is pretty reflective. So we'll tuck her back in its newspaper and put her back with its friends. Hudson Badge. Who's ready for some story time? Let's get some story time real quick, and then we're going to get into some auctions. Now, for you guys who aren't familiar with the story time, we go back through some of Dad's old records. We get the scrapbooks out, and we check out some of the cars that Dad flipped back in the 70s and 80s. At the time, basically late model used cars. By today's standards, some pretty cool stuff. And we've got all of his records and all of his tickets from when he did these particular cars. Last week, we did a 1968 Pontiac Tempest station wagon. Tonight, we've got another station wagon that I think is super cool, and all the records on what he did to it. In 1977, this car was bought. Actually, he bought this car November of 1976. November 29th, 1976. You okay, cat? November 29th of 1976, right before my sister was born, actually. My sister was born in December, so just a month before my sister was born, he bought this 1975. So you got to remember, this is in November of 76. He buys a 1975 Oldsmobile custom cruiser station wagon. Check this baby out. I hope you guys can see around the reflection. Dark green, 83 miles of wood grain on that baby. 75 Olds custom cruiser. So, kind of crazy to think that car was just a tick over a year old. So, why did they wholesale it? Well, I was wondering that. I mean, this thing was not even 2 years old. You got to remember, back in those days, you didn't typically run a car 200,000 or 300,000 miles like you did now. This car, being a year and a half old, had 98,233 miles on it in November of 76. So, yeah, I'm sure it would have been some sort of rock. In fact, in 75, it was still probably a 455, Alec. I think they did still have 455s up till 76. So this car had 98,000 miles on it in a year and a half. So they wholesaled it. It was traded in at the Buick Olds Cadillac dealership where Dad worked, so he had a chance to buy it from there. And in 1976, a year and a half old used custom cruiser wagon was $1,650. With tax, $1,699.50 out the door. So Dad said it was a 455, came from a company that did highway construction. It spent 10 hours on it removing road tar. So that had something to do with it too. It had 100,000 miles on it and 83 pounds of road tar. Frank was driving a 74 Gran Torino wagon. Alec's mom had a banana yellow one. A lot of trips to Wally World, yeah. And that's what's so great. Just like Alec, remind him of one his mom had. That's why we do this. So at 100,000 miles on a year and a half old car, what all did Dad do to this car? There again, we're talking about a car that's not even 2 years old quite. Timing gear and chain. So you had to have the whole front of the motor off to do timing gear and chain. Pack wheel bearing, service transmission, overhauled the starter, overhauled the alternator, lube speedometer cable, flush cooling system, tune-up, repair antenna, repair sun visor light, tires, clean car and road oil, patch the armrest, replace the soft plug, had to spot in some paint, rear brake shoes, rear axle seals, Had to fix the carpet. He put splash guards on it, overhauled the carburetor, carrier bearing, idler arm, a tailgate switch, and, of course, serviced it. So let's see what some of that costs, because once again, we've got the tickets for some of this stuff. We can't always make them out because they're all handwritten, but let's check out some of this. There's a ticket from, I can't tell what it's for, Gibson's Discount Center. Paint, 1 quart of Ditzler, $5.75. The paint prices are always hilarious to look at when we're doing these, compared to what it is for anything paint and body related anymore. Ray Bestis ticket, that was probably those rear brake shoes, I'm betting, from Parts Inc. Another pint of paint. 1 pint of Ditzler, $3.60 and 11 cents in tax. Here's a ticket, actually. Got some parts from the 68 Pontiac wagon we looked at last week, as well as the 75 Olds wagon. Hilarious for them, not funny anymore. That's a good way to put it, Jeff. Great, Brian. Glad you were here tonight for a while and we were able to hang out. There's the tailgate switch. It was $3.60. Carb kit, $8.71. And the safety inspection. So went through all that work, cleaned it up, bought it November of 76, sold the car May 10th of 1977. As we saw, he paid $16.99.50 for it and did all this work. Obviously, there was a lot of labor, but none of those were high dollar parts. When we're talking about overhaul the starter, which was an overhaul the alternator, a few brushes and bearings, timing gear and chain wasn't much, just a lot of time to do it. Carb kit was obviously $8, so not a lot of dollars in parts, but a ton of time. And in May of 1977, he sold it for $3,850 for a profit of $1,960. That was big time money in 1977. Big job. So there's a Newell stock tailgate switch on eBay for $279. Kind of puts things into perspective, doesn't it? So it wasn't around long, about 6 months. And it'd be cool to find that one again on the 1975 Olds Custom Cruiser wagon. Yeah, but Scott, you got to remember that was in 1977. So It was probably $1 off. More hearts. I love the hearts. What did it cost brand new? Probably 6,000 or 8,000, I bet. I bet a loaded up wagon like that was probably 6 or 8 grand new. So anyway, I guess we're still want to do some auction stuff yet tonight, guys. Are we up for some auction stuff? It's been so much fun tonight with the raffle and all the excitement and the new raffle. Dad said they were about 8,500. So you're right. Exactly. Big job. I bet that was the superintendent probably drove that. So I assume we're still going to do some auction stuff tonight, guys, right? We'll do 10 or 12 things, maybe cut a little bit short, getting ready for next week. Is that cool with you guys? Austin's ready to go. Better give you a Hudson badge, get all worked up and primed up and thinking about it. Let's see what we've got. Let me gather up a few things here. Hopefully my leg won't cramp up and I won't spend the next 6 minutes on the floor. I've already spent 10 minutes on the ground today, so I really don't want to spend any more time on the ground tonight rolling around. Mary's got to jump off, got to finish decorating her tree. You're going to miss the auctions, Mary? So, yeah, hopefully my leg don't cramp. But I wiped out my ankle. I spent about 10 minutes rolling around out at the yard today, so that wasn't real productive. So I really don't want to wipe out. I want to spend the next 5 minutes rolling around on the floor of the office. So let me gather some stuff up. Let's have some fun. That's right, Matt. Saving up for next week. I don't blame you. But we'll still have a little bit of fun tonight. All right, like I said, we've got some rerun stuff in here. We've got some plates. We'll squeeze a cap in tonight. Some emblems. I've got a box with just a bunch of miscellaneous emblems. We may grab a handful of those. We'll just see how things go. I do have one cool toy tonight that we'll let go to. Let fly tonight. What do we want to start off with? Okay, let's get ready to roll. As always, we'll hold up an item. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that particular vehicle. We'll give you some sizes. We'll look at the condition. We'll talk about any flaws. And then after we do that, we will get into the auction. We will go 2 minutes on every piece that we look at. I will give you the 1 minute mark. I will give you the minute 30 mark. Everybody has a delay depending on your device as well as your internet provider. As we're taking away at 2 minutes, I will keep it on my phone. I will tell you we've hit 1 minute when we've hit a minute 30. With the delay, sometimes it's 20, 30 seconds on some of you guys. So once they tell you the minute 30 mark is here, time to be thinking about your maximum bid. And at the end of 2 minutes, when I hit 2 minutes on here, I will announce the winner based on what I see on my screens. I know sometimes that does not jive with you guys, but that's all I can go by. So like I said, tonight, nothing super cool. I do have some cool stuff building up for next week. We're still going to have some fun. Full pesos only. That's right, Kenny. Full dollar amounts only. I don't care if it's at 20 and you want to bid 21, I don't care, but don't bid $20.52 because then I get too many numbers I'm trying to watch on both formats between Facebook and YouTube. Nobody's auction's anonymous. There you go. So like I said, we'll do a handful of plates tonight. We'll squeeze a cap in here. We'll do some emblems, a can, a toy. Like I said, we'll do 10 or 12 things, and we'll save up for next week and have a ton of fun there. Like I mentioned last week or a week or two ago, I found some more. I found the rest of the box of those new old stock Nebraska plates. We'll start off with one of those. This is a 30-day Nebraska, a match set 905. This is not a front and a back. This is two actual separate metal license plates still in the package. Package is getting a little bit weak, but there you can kind of see them. There are two plates in there. A match set of 30-day. This is all stamped in them. 30-day Nebraska 905, new old stock, white, black lettering. And it's a printed deal, but the 30-day, the 905, everything is all stamped into the plate. So it is an old school. I think these were probably 70s or 80s. I've got a handful of them left, and they're all weird stuff. There's Michael, 30-day dealer. We did a couple other weird ones last week. So we'll start off with these. You're getting the pair, one money on the 30-day Nebraska. So let's get boogieing on this one as I get stuff ready for the next batches. David's here. Briggs, 20. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Briggs at 20. Just about ready to wrap it up. Briggs going to take this one home with one bid. And he gets it done. Briggs at 20. How about a badge bundle? We may do a couple badge bundles. I got a box full of emblems here. I may grab a random handful out of there too. This one for our Ford fans. 70s era F100. A little bit under 4 inches, 2 inches high on the F100. Custom cab. Late 60s, early 70s, C7, so a 67 part number. This is a metal, pot metal, chrome plated emblem off of a, custom cab. It is about 5 inches long. And one more. This one is actually missing the plastic insert. So you can put anything you wanted in it, actually. It's about 10 by 3. This is mid-60s era C3, so 63. It's kind of dirty. I want to polish it a little bit. Get a little bit of shine to this thing. On this 63 Ford badge. Now, this should have a plastic insert in it. It is missing here. I don't know. You put this on your wall over your light switch or something. I don't know. So, 3 Ford badges, 3 Ford truck badges for our Ford truck guys. All pop metal, chrome plated, original Ford parts. And let's roll on the Ford badge bundle. Alan, 15. Pete, 17. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alan at 15. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap it up. Pete at 17. Big job, 20. Kevin, 22, and that does it. Kevin got that in at about 159. Holy cow. Barely, but he got it in there. All right, let's sell an oil can. This is a rerun, and I've got a few of these, but this is condition-wise is outstanding. So that's why this one stood out a little more than some of the others. It is full, so I will drain it if I have to ship it. Obviously, if it's going to be picked up, or if you're going to be at Mecum, or you're wanting to hold to the gathering or whatever, we can definitely hold it till then. It is a composite quart with no barcode, so it is probably 70s era. It is a great can. I love them. On this Aeroshell Premium Aviation Quart. Some of you guys probably remember this one. Aeroshell in the top of it. Condition is great. Beautiful colors. It's got the jets on it flying across the can. Super cool piece. Standard size round quart. Bottom's is clean. Like I said, if I have to ship it, I will punch the bottom and drain it. Leave the top intact on this super killer Aeroshell Premium Aviation Quart. So let's go on this one. Who's going to start us off? Nothing yet. Maybe I get to keep it. Condition-wise, this is definitely worth keeping. Austin, 5. That's right. It is a can Austin's on, so Austin's going to bid something on a can. Ottawa's got to bail off. Glad you're here tonight, Jeff. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Coming up on that minute 30 mark. Austin at 5. There's a minute 30. You guys going to let Austin have it for 5? Dennis, 6. Allen, 8. I've got Allen at 8. Lots of 6s and 7s. Austin at 10. We're coming down to the wire. We only got a few seconds left. Austin at 10. Michael at 10. I had Austin first. And that does it. Austin at 10. Kevin had a 12, but it was way too late. Let's catch another plate. Backing up 84 years to 1940. Good looking plate for its age. A little bit of surface rust, but nice, clean, crisp numbers. Good solid steel. Got a little weight to it. On this 1940 Kansas truck plate. T69, I think that's Pawnee County. It's got a few dings and dents in it. A couple of extra holes up here, but they really don't detract from it. This is an original black plate, as we can see on the front and the back. It does have a little bit of flaking and surface rust, white letters and markings and numbers. The little hash mark by the 40 even looks nice and crisp and clear. Big Job, 13. Unless that was old. $12 by 5.5 on the 1940 Kansas plate. Nope, it's current. Okay, Big Job, 13 on the 1940 Kansas truck plate. T69, I think that was Pawnee County, if I remember correctly. No, that's I'll be on the road at 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, Austin. So, Alec, 15. So, yeah, just kind of keep me posted, or if you think I need to bring it, I can try to bring it if you're going to think you'll be there for a day. So, you can holler at me tomorrow. Let's get this thing rolling. I've got Alec at 15. Big Job, 19. Tractor Mike at 20. Big Job, 22. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Good idea, Kenny. Briggs, 25. And there's the minute 30 mark. Briggs at 25 as we're getting close to the end. Get ready to wind this one up. And getting just about there. And that will do it. Briggs at 25. Let's catch one cap tonight. I've got like 6 or 8 caps set out for next week. Some Chevy, some Ford, a few off brands. We got some really cool caps coming up to next week. So, but this one, we'll catch one cap tonight. I didn't want to make you. I was watching close, Briggs. I figured they was going to take a shot at you, but you got out of here with that one because that's a nice plate. I do want to squeeze one cap in tonight. I don't want to just completely ignore caps tonight. Another piece for our Ford fans. This is about a 49 or a 50. This is not a super rare cap, but this is a pretty cool one. It's got some dings and dents, but it does have a really nice, cool look to it. The bullet in the middle, the Ford letters above and below it. It's chrome-plated steel. Some scuffs, scratches, dents, but it does have a pretty nice reflection on it. Great wall hanger. It is 10.5 in diameter. So it's 10.5 side to side on this 4950 era Ford car hubcap. So surface rust on the back, but that ain't going to matter when you're hanging on the wall. As long as you got a little bit of shine here, it's going to look good and ready to go. So let's get moving on the Ford cap. Michael, 5. All right, coming up on the 1 minute mark, Michael at 5. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. It's like a bird beak kind of sticking out in the middle. Kevin at 10. Frank at 10. There's the minute 30 mark. Andy at 20, the Rusty Okie. Michael at 15, but we already got Andy at 20. Few seconds left to go. We're getting close to the end on the Ford cap. Andy at 20. It's kind of puffy. Kevin 23, Pete 22. Big Job 25 right at the buzzer. Michael at 25 right after that. I had Big Job's 25 as it went 2-0-0. Then Michael's 25 came in at like 2-0-2. Holy cow, that was tight. Big Job got it in, but barely. That was almost Kevin's. How about a cool toy? This is a really cool one. Actually, I debated on keeping this one, but I've got so much of this stuff that I'm going to sell it to one of you guys. It is a Tootsie. It's a super cool Tootsie. It's 5.5 inches long, and this is a great looking toy. I'm kind of excited about it if you can't tell. on this little late 30s era, maybe 40s Tootsie toy wrecker. This thing is cool. Now, this is all fixed. The boom and the hook is all fixed. It does not move. It does have all the original tires and wheels. Obviously, some paint loss, and it's got a dent in the roof. It is awesome. That's why I was kind of debating on what to do with it. But I figured, what the heck? I've got a lot of these types of toys. We'll sell this one to one of you guys. We can see the old school late 30s era type nose. The headlights mounted out to the side. Michael, 5. Like I said, overall length was it right at 5.5. 5.5 inches long on the little Tootsie toy yellow wrecker. Nut Farm 10. John 15. Let's get this thing going and on the timer. This is a cute little booger. There is no doubt about it. Michael 11, but I got John at 15. Andy at 20. Michael had a 16 in there. Andy covered him right up with a 20. You just can't get ahead tonight, Mike. There you go, Michael at 21. There we go, Michael. We got you there. John at 22. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. And here we go. Here's the minute 30 mark. Almost here. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Let's see what happens. It could get interesting. Nut Farm sneaking a peek through there. I know, yeah. We're coming down to the end. I've got John at 22. There's been a lot of action on this little dude because he's super cool. Michael at a 22, but I've already got John at 22. Michael, you got to be at least 23. Few seconds left. We're coming down to the end. Nut Farm at 25, and that does it. Randall at 25 with the Nut Farm. Austin had a 26. Kevin had a 30, but I had Randy at 25 when I hit 200. Okay, that was fun. That was interesting. All right, let's catch another plate. We haven't done one of these in a few weeks, and these are always fun because they're always weird and wonky on these ham radio plates. This one from 1965, and it looks amazing. It's been used. You can see down here where it's got some scratches around the holes, but condition on this thing is just killer. Kind of a reddish orange, white letters, 12 by 6 plate. And there again, these ham radios, they're all different because of whoever the operator was. That was on your license plate. So I don't know much about it. Brett's not on tonight. He does do ham radio. He knows this stuff. Alex, I haven't seen Alex Kalish in a while. And Michael at 15, he's usually on, he's ham radio. But I don't see any of those guys on there. But we do have Michael start us at 15. Let's get this thing rolling. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, we've still got Michael at 15. And there it is. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Coming up on the minute 30 mark, Michael at 15. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Sometimes you feel good because maybe nobody else is as interested in it as you are, and then the other times you're worried about who's getting ready to shoot. It would look good on there, Glenn. Michael at 18. Michael at 18 on Facebook. And that did it. Michael Glagola at 18 on Facebook. All right. I tell you what, guys, I need to clean some stuff up here, so let's see what we got. We're going to do another badge bundle. I don't have any more hubcaps tonight, Michael. I've got some killer ones set out for next week. Already got 6 or 8 set up for the big auction next week, Michael. So I got some really cool ones out, but I'm saving them for the big auction next week. Pappy's got to jump off. Rusty Okie delayed in the airport trying to ship his kids to Houston. That doesn't sound like any fun. Okay, I just got a handful of miscellaneous emblems. Awesome, Michael. We'll see you next week. Okay, what all do we got here? Like I said, I just kind of cleaned some of these boxes out, so there are 6 of them. 6 on this batch. Fuel injection. That's plastic. Plastic Oldsmobile, metal Cutlass, metal Le Mans, plastic Citation, and a metal S for a Cutlass. So, like I said, this is just a handful out of this box, just trying to thin some of this box out. Let me give you some sizes real quick on this stuff. Citations 4.5. Austin 1. Oldsmobile 5 inches. Fuel injection 4.5. Metal S for a Cutlass is about 4. The metal Cutlass, 68, 69 era, Allen at 10. 6 inches. And the metal Le Mans, about 65 era, 4.5. So, cleaning up a handful out of the box. All of them going together. one-shot deal. You get all of it. I've got Alan at 10 on the handful O badges. And there's no way I'm going to be able to hold all these like this. Looks cool for now. I ain't going to last 2 minutes like this. Alan at 10, you're going to get all of them. Pete, 11. The hand cramp is coming on. I can feel it. We're almost to 1 minute, though. I don't think I'm going to last. Yeah, I ain't going to last. I can tell you that. But Pete at 11. There's the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Pete at 11. Alan really wants a citation badge. It's crazy because you don't see that stuff anymore. Pete at 11. And here's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Pete at 11 as we're coming down to the end, getting ready to wrap it up. Matt, 12. Matt at 12. Few seconds left yet. And that got it done. Matt at 12. Oh, Pete had a 13 in there, but it was too late. But like I said, I needed to clean some of that stuff up out of the bottom of the box. So that works out well. I get that stuff out of the box. You get some cool stuff for your collection. I am, however, going to tape these together while I'm thinking about it. Alan had a 13 in there too. Just a little bit too late. So Matt snuck that out of there. Alan and Pete both took another shot, but they came in a hair too late. Okay. How about another can? This is another cool little household can. I don't think we've done one of these before. It's a cool brand with amazing graphics from the Archer company. We've done some Archer cans before. You guys love them. This is a great looking can. This is the household oil. Lubricates, prevents rust, polishes. Does still have the small screw cap on top of it. The Indian graphics with the strung bow getting ready to fire. Archer household oil. The can itself, 3 3/4 high and about 2 across. So 3 3/4 high and about 2 inches across on this awesome Archer household oil can. All right, let's get rolling on this one. Who's starting us off on the Archer can? We've sold 1 or 2 Archer quartz on here before. You guys have loved them. I thought you might dig this one as well. Maybe. I thought you guys would dig this. Nothing yet. Austin at 10. I figured you were in there somewhere, Austin. You can't let a good can pass you up. Pete, 12. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alan, your 5 just popped up, so I don't know how long that's been in there, but Pete at 12. And there's the minute 30 mark. Big lag on Facebook. That's what I was wondering, Alan. We got a few seconds left. Pete at 12. And that does it. Pete at 12. We'll catch one more plate tonight, and then we're going to wrap up on the auctions, save the rest of it for next week. I know you guys are excited about next week. Kevin, 17. There must be a pretty good lag on YouTube as well. Let's catch one more cool plate tonight. Also a rerun from a while back. On this 1937 Kansas, black with yellow lettering. This is one of the narrow, thin ones that Kansas used in the mid-30s. Original paint. It's got a little bit of surface rust on it. Original on the back. This is just over 14 by just over 4. So good plate for a Steelers fan, I guess, in 37. The KAN, the 37 the year. County was 70. Not sure which one that. Rooks County, says Nick. Okay, got that one for us. On the 37 Kansas plate. Yellow looks good. A little bit of surface rust on the black. This is the long, narrow 14-inch, 4 inches high versus the typical 12 by 6 that we're typically used to on a normal license plate. We'll roll with this one, the last piece for tonight. Then we'll get into the magazine. Let's go ahead and get this one on the timer. Big job, 5. Nut Farm, 10. Henry's jumping off. Glad you're here tonight, Henry. Nut Farm at 10. Ronnie, 12. David's jumping off. Glad you were here tonight. Ronnie at 12 as we come up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Mark, 15. We're just getting ready to talk about that, Matt. So I was just going to go over that here in just a second. So I appreciate that. Minute 30. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Mark at 15. Look, somebody's coming in the cat door. Briggs, 20. Few seconds left. Briggs at 20. And that does it. Briggs at 20. We'll add that to his license plate stack. All right, Hudson badge. All right, like I said, tonight wasn't a lot of cool stuff, but you guys wanted to do some stuff anyway. I've got some great stuff set out for next week already. I'll finish some of that up when we get back from Meekum, but next week we're going to have a lot of fun. Just like Matt said, and I appreciate that. If you get them paid for, that way at least I know that we're good on it. But a lot of this, if you just had one small piece or something tonight, especially with me going to be gone a good chunk of this week, I will probably wait until after next weekend when we do more pieces so I can combine shipping on some of this stuff. So a lot of this probably won't ship until next week. If you got 2 or 3 things tonight and you want to get them on the way, I'll definitely get those done. But if you just had one little small piece, I'll probably wait till next week. So perfect, Austin. Sounds great. So bear that in mind. If you've got something that you need, let me know. Even if you've got just one piece tonight, you really need it for some reason, for a gift or something, let me know and I'll try to get it shipped. But I've got some eBay stuff I've got to ship tomorrow. I got to get ready to go this week. So I will probably hold some of that stuff till next week. If that doesn't work, please let me know. So actually, Glenn, it's been sold out almost for a long time. A guy I know from here tried to put a car in a month ago, and all they had a month ago was Thursday or early Friday morning or late Friday afternoon. Everything was already full a month ago. So that was not on there, Kenny. That box has been out there for like 3 weeks packaged, and there was no address on there. And like I said, ShipStation isn't saving them, so I have to start digging back through old records trying to find it. So like I said, I've already got 6 or 8 caps set out that are pretty cool. Some really neat stuff and some different stuff. Like I said, a few off brands, and then of course a few cool Chevys. I think there's 1 or 2 GMCs in there. It just depends on how quick people get pictures in, Glenn. No problem, Kenny. It just depends literally on how quick they get pictures in. I never realized how big of a problem that is until I started having an auction. There's people that consigned cars 3 months ago that are probably sending in pictures this week. It literally is that bad, getting people to send their information in. So it's not late filling the slots. It's probably just late getting information from consigners. And we deal with it every year. Just with us doing 60, 80, 100 cars, I can't imagine. I think they're probably going to have 700 or 800. A month ago, they had 550. And they were still filling Thursday and early Friday and late Friday. So I bet they're going to have 700 or 800 cars. It's going to be a big sale, I think. So are you going, Glenn? Are you coming up? You're only a couple hours away. We're going to be there. Awesome, Randy, appreciate it. So, like I said, if you don't get it this week, I'll just sit it back and we'll wait till after next week, because I'm more than likely all you guys are probably going to have another piece or 2 after next week, time we burn through 20 or 30 pieces next weekend. So, but anyway, I've got some killer caps. I've got some different plates, some plates that we've done some in the past but haven't in a long, long time. So I've got some cool plates there. Yeah, no problem, Kenny. I just didn't want you to think I forgot you. It's out there box. I just had nothing to do with it. So, and like I said, ShipStation has been goofy about this last month. They did an update, and it has been a train wreck since they did an update. If they don't fix it, I'm literally going to have to go to a different shipper, because the ShipStation deal has been a screwed up mess. Enamel badges. We'll squeeze a couple of enamel badges in next week. We haven't done any of those in a while. A few pieces of cast iron, some kind of cool advertising cast iron type stuff. I think you guys will dig. We'll definitely, I'll have a few cans that we'll work in. So like I said, we'll, and when you pay friends and family, it does not give me your address. If you pay normal, it does, but then we've got to add fees in to cover it. So, but when you to pay friends and family, you have to put it in the notes. It does not automatically give it. Hey, there's number one made it tonight. So that's kind of what we've got working for next week. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys are excited about it. And like I said, me and Tractor Mike just got to get through Kansas City this week, and we'll be ready to go. How about we catch a magazine? Real quick, it's not going to be a big magazine. It's a pretty small magazine, but it's something completely different than what we've ever done before. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Something different. I think it's cool. Of course, it's my time when I was almost there, not quite there. This is actually a little bit before I started. But we haven't done really much like that. Been in the cat ER. Oh, man, I hope everything's okay, number one. But a type of magazine we haven't spent a lot of time with are the OEs. You know, now everything's on the computer, but yes, OEs used to send out service magazines regularly. And that's what we've got tonight. Going back to 1995, only 30 years, which kind of crazy to think 1995 is 30 years ago. But to me, this is right shortly before I started with Chrysler. I started in 97. But tonight we're going to check out Mopar First Expressions, Chrysler Corporation's trade magazine for aftermarket professionals. This is what the OE was sending out to other shops trying to get them to use their parts and supplies. Awesome, number one. Glad everything's good. That isn't fun. Like I told you guys, we had to put one of our dogs down about a month ago, and that was no fun. That sucked. So, Mopar First Expressions, Chrysler's new model lineup, coming out for 1996. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Yeah, no kidding, Kenny. Exactly. But there is kind of some neat stuff in here. Inside this issue, now we're going to talk about, they have a little section called Matter of Fact. And these are some interesting tidbits of info. One of them that really stood out. There again, this magazine was directed towards professional service people. Car population continues to age quickly. The average automobile in the American garage is now older than at any time since World War II because they didn't make cars for 4.5 years. According to Lang Marketing's National Aftermarket Division, that vehicle now averages 8.7 years, up from 1986 of 7.4 years. A significant result of this aging process, says Lang, is that parts manufacturers and aftermarket distributors must inventory older parts for a longer time. So I looked it up what today is, but this doesn't really surprise a lot of people, I'm sure. Average age of a vehicle today in 2024, 12.6 years. So there again, it continues to stretch out, but vehicles are continually getting better as well. They last a lot longer. 200,000 is not uncommon to hear on mileage. 40 years ago, that was just like that 75 custom cruiser we checked out. 100,000 miles, wholesale it. It's only a year and a half old, but they wholesaled it because they weren't going to mess with it at the dealership. Glenn's newest is a 2012. Yep, that's not uncommon anymore, though. And they're still good, you know. But some of the cool stuff that I wanted to touch on. Model year begins this month for 1996. That I don't know, Austin. There again with the Motor Trend deal, I don't know if anybody knows. I would assume Meekin probably knows if they're going to show up, but I'm not really sure what they've got going on as far as TV coverage for this weekend. Typically, yes, Kansas City is typically televised, but don't know what to think now. So, the 1996 Mopars. Let's see what was coming down the pipe. Dodge. Dodge continues to make its mark on the automotive community as the Chrysler performance division of Chrysler. And with an image icon like the Viper, a huge mark it is. The 1996 model year represents a new chapter in the Viper legacy with several product enhancements, an all-new coupe due at mid-year, and a new assembly plant. The first and most noticeable changes for 1996, 3 new exterior design themes. Red paint with 5-spoke yellow wheels, black exterior paint with silver center stripe and polished wheels, and stone white with a blue pearl center stripe and white 5-spoke wheels. All previous colors have been retired. In addition, the legendary side pipes have been rerouted to a rear outlet system. This new arrangement has less restriction and helps boost top horsepower to 415, up from 400. The 96 Viper also has the distinction of being the first domestically produced car to use Michelin Pilot MXX3 tires for greater stability and adhesion. Other driveline and suspension enhancements have been made as well. So obviously the Viper stuff, always cool to me. The remainder of the Dodge lineup carries over a few cosmetic changes, but most models will get new OBD2 diagnostics like the Concorde Intrepid receives a 3.3 V6. The Dodge Neon, like its Plymouth stablemate, is treated to the Espresso graphics package. Who remembers the Neon Espresso? I do. While the Stealth gets new P0 tires on 18-inch wheels. Yes, they were still making, you can still get a Stealth then. On the truck side, Magnum Power continues to make its presence felt in a dizzying variety of pickup choices with Ram and Dakota offerings. Ram is available in regular cab, club cab, and chassis configurations, 2- and 4-wheel drives, all the way up to the Cummins still being available. Plymouth continues as the Chrysler Corporation division with the most effectively meets the needs of today's entry-level and most conscious buyers. The Caravan, the Breeze. Yes, Viper did pace Indy that year, Scott, in 96. I've actually got that poster over in the other shop. Beautiful showroom poster of Indy pace cars, 496 with the Viper in the middle, and then all of the Chryslers that had paced the Indy 500. But good catch, Scott. You are correct. Speaking of Neon, the personable 2-door coupe and 4-door sedan receives all new Espresso graphics, just like Dodge. Designed to make the subcompact even more eye-catching. Available in 4 unique colors, Neon Espresso comes with standard deck lid spoiler, power bulge hood, white 5-bubble wheel covers, and Espresso graphics. Power continues to come from a standard 2-liter single overhead cam 4-cylinder, generating a best-in-class 132 horsepower. An optional 150 horse dual overhead cam 4-cylinder is available. Now, the reason I talk about Neons, we're going to talk about Neons here in just a little bit more, but I've got a couple of really cool Neon pieces coming in, believe it or not. Yes, I think they're cool. You guys probably won't because it's Neon. I'm not opposed. Something else that we don't think about much anymore, because it's been gone for almost 30 years. This was the end. This was literally the end. I think 97 was the last year they made these cars. For the Eagle brand, often referred to as Chrysler's best kept secret, Eagle is Chrysler's newest brand and continues to play a unique role within the corporation. Eagle Vision has been selected as the vehicle of choice for Chrysler's new AutoStick auto manual transmission on the TSI model, while all Visions receive OBD2 diagnostics. A hit in SCCA and IMSA racing, the 96 Talon continues in ESI, TSI, and TSI all-wheel drive. A 210 horse, 2-liter, 16-valve dual overhead cam turbo 4-cylinder is the top powertrain in the TSI Talon. So that's right, Kenny. It was kind of the end. That LH platform was updated in 1998, and as we know now, the Eagle Vision was not part of it. You know, the Concorde, the 300, the Intrepid, of course, but the Eagle Vision was no more after 1998. Now, the funny part about it is we know what it would have looked like, believe it or not. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. Glenn had a Vision with a V6. I know a lot of you guys have seen this, but there may be a few of you that haven't. since we're talking about this era and the fact that the Vision did not survive the new model redesign in 98, we've got the artwork that shows what it was or what it could have been. There's the original artist watercolor of what would have probably been the 1998 Eagle Vision that never was created. Cool piece. This is an actual Chrysler watercolor, real deal, original design sketch. Motor Trend starting at 11 is what it's showing. The Neon Race Cars, yes, up next in Performance Roundup, the first ever PPG Neon Super Cup draws a large crowd. Plenty of ACR Neons in SCCA. These cars were running in SSA or SSB and SSC classes. Showroom stock, one for the single overhead cam, one for the dual overhead cam Neons. For a few years, this was kind of a pretty big deal. We've touched on this a little bit with the promo cars and stuff they had available on the Neons. They were an economy car, but they really tried to do some cool stuff with them in the late 90s. Chrysler was doing a lot of cool stuff at that point. That's why when I had the opportunity to go to work for them, that's why I was excited about it. I didn't grow up on Chryslers. Obviously, I grew up on Buicks and GM. But with all the cool stuff going on in Chrysler in the mid-90s, that's why I thought it was cool when I had the opportunity to go to Chrysler after college. Something else going on at that point in time, Super Trucks. Chrysler Corporation announced recently it will provide factory support to teams which run the Dodge Ram 1500 in the new NASCAR Super Truck Race Series. Something else that almost a thing of the past because it all comes out on computer anymore. TSBs. Yes, these magazines went to the aftermarket. TSBs, technical service bulletins on known problems with Chrysler vehicles. This one pertaining to the 1992 Dodge Dynasty and Chrysler New Yorker Salon. The minivans, the Caravan and the Voyager, as well as the Imperial New Yorker Fifth Avenue series. Diagnostics, some actual tech tips. Once again, highlighting Mopar parts because these magazines, they wanted to get them into the hands of the aftermarket. Same thing with suspension parts. Paint and body. Paint like a pro. And the next page, this one was kind of interesting because we still deal with it today, and it still hasn't changed that much. Environmental update: ABCs of EPACT, EPACT, the Energy Policy Act of 1992, and CAA, the Clean Air Act. New fleet vehicle purchases required by these organizations. These were what they were expecting fleets to start using for alternative fuels in 1995. So, based on what we're seeing here, a lot of these vehicles were expected to start using various types of alternative fuels. I looked through this the other night. Where was that stuff that we're talking about here? Qualifying fuels include alcohol-based fuels such as methanol and ethanol. Well, we do know that ethanol is being added to fuels right now and being used. The problem with ethanol, and we've touched on this before in the past as well, is it does not generate as much energy as gasoline. Ethanol is fine. It works. It is a high-octane fuel. But when it boils down to is it does not generate as much energy as gasoline, about 30% less. So if they could produce and sell ethanol at 30% cheaper than what gasoline costs, it would be ideal. But it doesn't generate as much energy, which means it doesn't move you as far down the road based on the same amount of fuel gasoline does, which means you have worse fuel economy. Now, obviously, it does have higher octane, but overall, it's not the answer. However, that is one of the fuels that was being suggested to be used for these fleets. Natural gas, LPG, fuels derived from biological material, and electricity. Obviously, the debate is still out on electric vehicles. Are becoming more and more prevalent, and they are definitely out there, but still not mainstream. Now, when we look at these numbers in these charts, this chart goes all the way up to 2006. And they were expecting some of these fleets to have 50 to 75% of their vehicles utilizing these alternative fuels. Obviously, we know in today's world that isn't true here in 2024, almost 20 years after what this chart was built out to. So, I guess it's kind of one of those, the more things change, the more they stay the same type things. A couple more things I do definitely want to catch in this magazine real quickly, and then we're going to wrap things up for tonight. End of an era, an important era in Chrysler history ended over the summer when the last Chrysler LeBaron convertible rolled off the assembly line at Newark. The LeBaron was the first modern era Chrysler convertible designed as a soft top from its inception. Production of the popular model topped 317,000 units since its introduction in 1987. Sounds great, Scott. Glad you were here. We're going to wrap up here in just a few minutes as well. From 1987 to 1991, the LeBaron convertible was built at what was then St. Louis Assembly. The production was moved to Newark for the 1992 model year. The LeBaron convertible build-out also ends another important era in Chrysler history. The vehicle, built from a derivative of the K-car platform, closes a 15-year period of company history during which more than 15 million K-platform cars were produced. Now, obviously, I actually like these LeBarons. I've got that one that I'm going to be bringing you a video on here probably after the first of the year on that VNT GTC Euro spec car with 154 actual miles on it. That the VNT GTCs, they only made 123 coupes. This is a Euro spec with 154 miles on it. So, unfortunately, it sat outside and it has weathered some, but it's a pretty unique and interesting car. So we're going to bring you a video on that. So I do like these. Sad the government put so much control in car manufacturing industry. That's, yeah, exactly right. Big job. And that's why new vehicles are so much money. But one more thing I definitely want to catch that for you guys that are still here, if you're a racing fan, this is actually pretty funny. Team Mopar Racing Hotline. Dial 1-900-33-MOPAR. Menu, NHRA race results and qualifying. Pro Stock qualifying. Funny car qualifying. Top Fuel qualifying. Pro Stock bike qualifying. Alcohol and sportsman qualifying. Interviews with Daryl Alderman and Scott Jeffrey on. Special guest interviews. The Dodge Boys Racing Hotline format. Touch-tone phone is required. Cost per minute is $1.29. Average length of call is 5 minutes. Average cost per call is $6.45. Callers must be 18 or older or have parental consent. Race results and interviews will be updated each night of every NHRA national event. For Dodge Boys t-shirts, hats, posters, and more, call the Dodge Boys Souvenir Order Hotline at 1-800-410-3089. Check that out, guys. Who remembers the 1-900 numbers? This one was actually for race results. You didn't have to call 1-900 to find a friend late at night. This was if you wanted race results from the Dodge Boys back when they were very dominant in pro stock. Just call them with the voicemail. And the back cover has one of the Pro Stock Avengers on the Mopar brake ad to wrap this thing up. So, like I said, something a little bit different tonight. Trade magazine directly from Chrysler from 1995 with the new 1996 release information in it. And with that, I guess that brings us to the end of episode number 239. Craziness. Glad you enjoyed it, Kenny. It was something different. Like I said, I'm trying to find different things, trying to mix it up. So if you guys find it interesting, then I found something you guys dug, and that's cool. What's coming up? Obviously, we will be at Mecum. We hope to see some of you there. Be sure to holler at me if you do see us, or call me if you're around, and we'll sure try to catch up. We will be doing some content from Mecum, Tractor Mike and I. If you want to be part of that, be sure to holler at me and jump in, and we'll work on some content. We'll see what kind of shenanigans Tractor Mike and I can get into while we're up there. Tuesday night, I will already be gone. I am going to try to do something on the road. We'll see what Tractor Mike and I can come up with for some Tuesday. If hopefully we can find something cool while we're out and about and jump on for a bit Tuesday. If something goes haywire, we may not be able to jump on Tuesday night, but we're going to try to do something. Even if it's wrong, we'll try to do something, which Tractor Mike's going to be there. I'm going to be there. It probably will be wrong, but we're going to try to do it anyway. So Tuesday is kind of up in the air, but we're going to shoot for doing something. And we'll definitely get some more content out from here over the next few days before we get ready for Mecum. So stay tuned for some content from Mecum, and plus we'll get some other stuff out. We'll see how the week shakes out. Appreciate the Johnny Carson comments. That's awesome. Still amazed that you think what we do here is even good at all, much less to consider to compare it to some of the greats. I always appreciate that. So doing the wrong thing the right way. We could probably pull that off. Actually, we're kind of that's about one of the few things that Tractor Mike and I are probably professionals at, doing the wrong thing the right way. We can always do the wrong thing, which and we do it the right way. So yeah, I guess you're right, JP. Tractor Mike and I are masters of that. Got it down pat. Yeah. We'll see what happens this week. It's going to be a lot of fun though. So stay tuned. We'll see what we can do for you. We may do some live stuff. We may pre-record some stuff. Mecum is just kind of up in the air. If there's some cool stuff happening, we may go live. But we always try to shoot some of the cool cars that are there and share them with you. Jim Wick should be there. We'll see if we can do some cool stuff with him. And maybe catch some of you guys and work some of you guys into the video as well. That's always fun when we can do that as well. So that being said, I'm going to wrap things up. As always, appreciate you spending pretty much most of your Sunday evening with me. We will be back next Sunday night for the big Christmas auction. We'll do some of the normal stuff, but we won't have a magazine next week. We'll talk about Mecum. We'll talk about new inventory because had some stuff come in today, and I've got some more coming in tomorrow. So we'll catch new inventory, and we may do a promo model, and we'll get rolling into some auctions and spend a little more time with that, and no magazine next week. So that being said, we'll wrap up. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your support, participation in the auctions, the raffles. Got a fun raffle coming up. Hope to see some of you in Kansas City this week. And if not, we sure hope to see you all right back here. Dan from Defiance, there you've been hiding out there. Right back here next Sunday night, same bat time, same bat station, for some more Sunday Night Live chat. Have a great week, everybody. We may see some of you Tuesday. We may see some of you at Meekum. If not, we'll see you right back here next week. Thanks for being here.